Yes. I thought this might be someone else. I thought this might be someone else. there's
man.
So many people request to see what's going on.
Yeah. This Instagram thing is not a piece of cake for anyone, man. It's just so difficult to get used to that.
You should have seen Kane Williamson the other day. It was 25 minutes. He's never used Instagram in his life.
Yeah. I can imagine.
I think Rohit for Nadal the other day were like an hour trying to work out how they could talk to each other on this.
Yeah.
It's awesome. What's been happening?
Well, not much, David. Just we're under an immense strict lockdown.
Yeah.
So been just home for the past 45 days now. Sitting home, doing not much actually. Just doing live chats with people who I know the best.
But it's been exactly the same here. It's been very challenging. It's bizarre. Like you can't play like cricket. Like if you get dropped, okay, you understand. But like to be told by the government you can't leave your house, you have to stay indoors. You got to, work out how to survive. It's totally bizarre. But everyone's in the same situation. It's crazy.
But at least I read in the news today, Australia is easing the lockdown a little bit, where you can go to restaurants, cafes, and you can still go outdoors. Here we can't even go outdoors except buying groceries, which to me is a bit strange right now.
That's
because
crazy.
I have no idea what to buy in groceries. No idea.
I was just reading, and I apologise to all the Indian fans there, but alcohol has got a surcharge now, big time in India, and they're going to deliver to people's houses.
Yeah, you saw what happened the first day when they opened the liquor shops here. Oh, jeez. Went crazy here, man. People were queuing up. There was about 2 kilometers, big queue, people waiting for people to buy alcohol. And they shut it in 1 day's time because it's crazy because so many people are out on the roads and there are chances people might get infected because of that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I know people who haven't travelled to India wouldn't understand that some places are a dry state and you actually have to apply a certificate to actually drink alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How's the family? Family good?
Family good. How's Ritika and Sarah?
Yeah, they're good, man. They're chilling. They're home. They're happy to have me home. So that's good. I got to spend my birthday, which was a couple of weeks back, with them at home.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, never been around on my birthday as well with them. So finally got to stay home with them, spend some time with them, which was good.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, that when you have, if you have family or not, you actually miss a lot of different things that, whether it's weddings or birthdays or even Mother's Day. This is my first time home for Mother's Day in a long time.
Yeah.
They're little things that we miss.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Being with the family is so important. Sometimes it's hard to explain when we are out there playing that family is so important for us, because when we grow up in India, it's actually like that. When we grow up, we say cricket is life.
Yeah.
There's so much beyond that. Your cricket finishes when you're 38, 39. I don't know when you finish, but I'll certainly finish before that. But so there's actually much more than that. When you get married, when you have family, you realize the importance of that a lot more. When you are
definitely.
When you're single, when you're just playing, you don't think about that much. But now being with them, spending so much time with them, I realize how important it is. And they need us more than anything else. They need our support. They need us to be around to make sure that they are comforted as well. I'm sure it's the same with you. Yeah, you've got 3 beautiful daughters, and you've got a beautiful wife, and I'm pretty sure it's so hard for Candice to be without you managing 3 kids. I know we have only 1 right now, and I know how difficult it is for Ritika when I'm not around. So I can't even imagine how it is like for Candice.
Yeah, look, it obviously has its challenges, but I think the best thing for us is I look at the Ashes for myself coming home. I always had a smile on my face because you got your family there. It was good. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But as we say this time at the moment, we'll be playing over there. We'll be playing IPL. I do have a couple of questions for you though. I'll go back to I think was it 2014. I want to I want you to explain to me as a captain of a franchise. You lose five in a row. How do you motivate the guys to come back from 5 in a row, and then you turn around and win 7 out of the next 9, and then you win the whole thing?
That was pretty tough. I remember we were going through really tough times. We were facing a lot of pressure from the spectators. You know how people in India, especially in Mumbai, they're quite passionate about cricket over here. And then the franchisee as well. Our franchisee owners, they're quite passionate as well about the game. So there was a lot of pressure. I still remember we were in Dubai for the first 5 games, and then we had head back to India. The 5 games in Dubai, we lost all the games. And then, luckily for me, I had Ponting around the team. I'm sure no better person than you to explain that or to understand that, because you know what impactful person he is when he's around the group.
Yeah, definitely.
I was watching your the series on Amazon, the Test.
Yeah.
And he was around with you guys during the World Cup, and I could think back and start imagining how he was. He was pretty much the same. Motivating the youngsters around the guys, just feeling one of us, not the coaching staff. So he was doing the same things, and more than one good thing that stuck out was about Ponting was he was only going to go and talk to the younger guys. He was not worried so much about the senior players in the squad. He was trying to make sure that all the youngsters in the squad are very well, staying in that mental zone and not worrying about anything else. His idea was to make sure that the youngsters don't drift away so much. Yeah, I'm sure the senior guys will take care of itself, but it's the younger guys who I need to look after, and that's what he exactly did. And from once we returned to Mumbai, things changed. I remember he gave us that pep talk in Mumbai once we came to Mumbai, and everything changed around that.
Yeah, that's good. I think you hit the nail on the head. He's a very passionate guy, and he'll always leave it upon the senior players to understand what they do, because you can't change guys who have been playing for 5 to 10 years international cricket. He's played it, he's lived it, and now he's coaching it. It's about the younger guys coming along with the experienced players to say, hey, there's always hope and belief, and that's one thing I think the same as with having Sachin around, or whether it's I think Viru with me at Delhi, having these guys around, it's a bit of an energy boost for younger guys. And the same with you coming into an Indian cricket team with all those superstars, and I came in at the same time. Like, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually playing with these guys now. How do we act around these guys? What's right, what's wrong? But you're trying to establish yourself as a cricketer, and you're good enough to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of these guys have made a great impact, on the team, whichever team they've been part of. And especially, IPL, what IPL has done to all the cricketers is, getting to know all these guys from various parts of the world, getting to know their culture, getting to understand what they do as a player. And for us, it's been fascinating to know all you guys. When you're playing for your country, it's a totally different ball game. But when you come here, a lot of the guys here get to learn so much from each other. They watch you guys, and they see you prepare yourself before the game, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, how much time you spend in the gym, and things like that. So it's IPL in a way has done wonders to world cricket, not just Indian cricket, but also to many other guys, many other cricketers in the world.
One thing I did notice when I came to the IPL my first time, how much cricket balls you Indian cricketers hit. like so many balls. And like I know here,
Yeah.
we'll probably get a good half an hour to an hour of throwdowns, but the resources you have with guys available to net bowl to you, I could spend 6 hours there.
Yeah, because I mean, IPL, the tournament itself is very well planned, and all this franchisee, they take this 2 months very seriously because they want to win this championship. So I'm sure all the franchisee, they start preparing well before the tournament starts, and that includes all these things, managing net bowlers, managing the practice facilities, getting your players to come, to the city a lot earlier than the tournament starts. So those things, I think, I don't know about Sunrisers, but Mumbai has done that pretty well in the last few years. They've gotten their players quite early, and there's a little 10 days camp that we try and held before the tournament starts. So just for the newer guys to get used to the staff, the players as well. So it's very important. I When IPL started, I played for that city, Hyderabad, but it's a different name now. But the city is the same. I remember how passionate people are in Hyderabad as well.
Yep.
I remember we were playing the finals last year, CSK and Mumbai, and they were going berserk, shouting Sunrisers, the Orange Army, which was, which shows, people there are quite supportive and they get behind their team, which was amazing to see. It's something that doesn't happen every time, but it was great to see, and there were orange jerseys in the stadiums, which was good. It's quite a passionate city to be part of.
And I think the reasoning behind that as well is because someone called Rohit Sharma took a hat-trick and scored 100 for Deccan against Mumbai.
Yeah. I can't believe that, man. I seriously cannot believe I took a hat-trick against Mumbai when I was playing for Hyderabad. It just, I don't even remember how I used to bowl them. It's just unfortunate I got a finger injury and then I cannot grip the ball properly. So I stopped it. And these days, it's better to stay away from bowling.
Well, it still remains you're the only Indian, and I think Shane Watson's the only international player to do that.
Oh, shit. If I think of it now, it's quite embarrassing, man, that I took a hat-trick. Oh,
it surprised me when I saw it. I was like, I couldn't remember the last time you ever bowled.
And they're decent batters as well. I remember first one was JP Dubini. Second one...
LBW or court?
It was caught behind. Leg side. Gilly was wicket keeping. I took a great catch. And then the second one was Abhishek Nair. Third one was Harbhajan Singh. I'm pretty sure that he underestimated me. He just wanted to come and swing the bat. And he missed it. But clean bowl.
Was that when you guys won in South Africa?
Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
I remember.
I used to bowl a lot back then. I used to bowl a lot. I wanted to ask you the same thing. If you remember, we played under 19 together when you guys toured India. I think Usman was captain. Usman or Moses Henrik. I don't remember. Either one was leading the side. Yeah. And you were a middle order batsman. You used to bat at 6 or 7, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And you used to bowl a handy leg spinner.
Yeah.
And a gun fielder, that I know. I still remember that. How did that transition happen for you, when you started opening the batting, now dominating all 3 formats?
That's where someone asked me the other day, where's my favourite place to play in India? And I say the most picturesque place is Dharamshala.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly playing there.
Yeah.
And I was bowling leg spin, and I remember Warney not having a great record there. And, as a leg spinner, I think you got to bowl faster. You look at Mishra, I remember Rahul Sharma, obviously Rashid. But, I don't know, it was bizarre. I started at middle order. I was sort of, coming in at the middle to the back end of innings. And then, in 2009, Dominic Thornley, who played a handful of games for Australia. He was captain in New South Wales.
Yeah.
And Philip Hughes was opening the batting at the time, and we were chasing a small total against Tasmania. And then I go in the change room. I just go to take off my clothes, get ready, and then, obviously go and watch the boys chase. And he said, "You're opening." And I was like, "Okay, I'll open the batting then." So I went out and opened the batting, and me and Hughesy ended up both getting hundreds. And then I was told the next game I'm opening the batting in a T20 game against Sean Tate. And I was just like, no thanks. Like, you don't know what to think. So, like, I just automatically said, okay, yes, well, I have to. I've got no choice. I end up scoring some runs the next game. And then it flowed on from there. And then, like, my bowling just didn't really progress. I didn't really put more energy or emphasis into my game. I then all of a sudden turned into an opening batter. And then all of a sudden I'm walking out at the MCG in front of 90,000 people against South Africa.
Yeah, I saw that game. I saw that.
And then literally I'm there like, you're pinching yourself going, what's going on here? Like, it was so bizarre how it all unfolded from, I think it was 2006, I think we played you guys in India.
And I think it was 2006 or 5.
Yeah, it was one of them, and like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, man, the ball's spinning so much. How can you ever play here? Like, and then I'm thinking, nowadays I'm thinking, all right, if I go back to India, I want to bat in the middle because it spins conventionally. Open the batting with a new ball, man.
Yeah, you never know which one is turning, which one is coming in.
It's crazy. Like, so second innings I find like so tough because, obviously Ash has got good control where he goes over the ball, but as a batsman, people don't realise you can't see that far down the wicket where he's actually, if he's going like this or if he's going like that. It's very difficult. And with the new ball and it's skidding on, that's why I bet you would have hated facing Harenga Harath.
Yeah, that's when, all these coaches, when they come and say, please watch his hand, please watch his hand. It's not so easy to watch his hand. It literally happens in 1 second. The bowler releases the ball literally within a second. And it's very hard to judge, and these days the bowlers are very smart. They don't try and release the ball through the seam, like except the test matches where all the conventional spinners, they bowl with the seam. But in limited overs, they don't. And in India, the problem is even the spinners, when the ball gets so roughed up, you don't see the seam so clearly. It's hard. Even in the nets when we bat, we often try and practice that, to try and see the fingers of the off spinner, the wrist of the leg spinner, but it's so tough. It's tough. It's not easy. Yes, in the textbook it says that you have to always watch the bowler's hand, but it's not so easy, man. Especially guys like Rashid Khan and all. I mean, it's so fast. It's actually so quick. You can't even watch what he's trying to do.
You've almost got to like. It's hard to describe to people. Like, if you're playing 2020 cricket white ball, you think, okay, it's probably going to slide on in the first 6. But with a finger spinner who can actually turn it both ways, you can only play on line. So like, if you're surviving, you're trying to get off strike. If you're not, and you're, I don't know, I remember, I think it was Livingston started slog sweeping Rashid in Jaipur, and he got a hold of him. And normally I wouldn't bowl Rash in the first 6. But we had to because we were under the pump. So you go to, one of your best bowlers. So what do you try and get a wicket. But people don't realise if you put pressure on bowlers, especially in the first 6, you can get the upper hand. But after that, it's difficult. Once the ball gets older and it turns, where it does turn majority of places, except if you're batting second in Mumbai, it can be, it's challenging.
Yeah, with once the ball gets
that's one. Like, what's your mindset there? Like, every single team batting second, you go to Mumbai, 8:00 game, you win the toss, you bowl first.
Yeah.
So what do you think as a captain in your mindset? How do you say to the guys, or you probably don't need to say to the guys, we've lost the toss. We're obviously we're going to be bowling second now. We have to bat well. 200's obviously the total that you need to get. How do you, what goes through your mind when you're applying your your trade when you're out there?
I mean, the first thing, especially at Mumbai, everyone's watching me at the toss. So when I'm tossing the coin, oh sorry, I don't toss the coin. The opposition captain tossed the coin. So when I'm at the in the center for the toss, I could see from my peripheral vision that okay, there are guys all over me. They're watching me. What is happening with the toss? With